Hey everyone and welcome. You've all seen the climate alarmism, you've all seen the climate emergency regulations and policy that just seem to be costing us more and more money, doesn't it? Well, here's a couple of experts in the field of geology and the co-founder of Greenpeace.
And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
First up is the geologist, and this was on a Australian media show, and this guy's a renowned geologist, a Professor Ian Plimmer. Let's have a listen to what he says.
Are we in a climate emergency, Ian Plimmer?
We are not living in a period of extraordinary climate. We're living in a very benign climate. We are actually still living in an ice age. That ice age started on a Tuesday 34 million years ago, and it's still going, and it fluctuates between cold periods, glaciation, and warm periods, and interglacial. We are in one of those interglacials. Those interglacials are driven by that great ball of heat in the sky we call the sun. For some reason, a trace gas has nothing to do with our climate. It's the sun. And if we get further away from the sun, it gets cooler. And if it gets closer to the sun, it gets warmer. Now, no legislation from Canberra or from the UN can change the orbit of the Earth. And the orbit will inevitably put us into another cool period. We've seen it many times before. These are cycles. And we have climate cycles that are every 400 million years, with continents pulling apart and coming back together again. Every 143 million years when we're in a wrong part of the galaxy and we get bombarded by cosmic rays, and then orbital cycles every 100,000, 40,000 and 20,000 years. And then solar cycles every 1,500, 217, 87 and 11 years. Tidal cycles, oceanic cycles. You put a few of them together and bang, the climate will change, and very quickly.
Now, all of those statements he's made there are because of his field of expertise, which is geology. All of the evidence of everything that he's just said, you can find in the top few levels of sedimental crust of the Earth, and that's his field, so he would know. So next up, we've got Dr. Patrick Moore. He was the co-founder of Greenpeace. So this is another expert talking about the scientific method used to predict the climate emergency. Have a listen to this one.
One of my missions is to turn on its head the idea that carbon dioxide is a pollutant and somehow dangerous, when in fact it is the most important nutrient for all life on Earth, and without it this would be a dead planet. So I say not only is carbon dioxide good, it is essential, and it's a good thing that we are putting some more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere because it was running low before we came along. And so far in this century, there has been zero warming from a statistically significant basis, and the UK Met Office says so. Yet 1/3 of all human CO2 emissions have been put into the atmosphere in the last 18 years. So it doesn't look like a lockstep causal relationship between increasing CO2 and warming of the Earth. We're putting plenty of CO2 into the atmosphere. We don't need to do it this quickly, but if we bring it up to a higher level than it is today, we will get immediately an increase in the growth of crops and trees.
Immediately an increase in the growth of crops and trees.
Now, his statement at the very end was quite telling as far as I'm concerned, and I quote, "I am firmly of the belief," he said, "that the future will show that this whole hysteria over climate change was a complete fabrication." His words, YouTube, so don't be striking me for it. But let me know what you think, everyone. I'd like to know your opinion on this one. Do you believe them, or do you believe the alarmism? Do you believe the existential threat to life that they're trying to claim it is? And do you believe that if that is the case, that the only way we can fix it is to give the leaders and the elites more and more of our money? Do you think that's the way to do it? Let me know what you think. If you got to the end of the video, thank you all. I do appreciate it. Please share it out if you can. That would help even more. Stay sane. I'll see you on the next one.